In the remote corners of the Indonesian archipelago lies the island of Flores, a place where evolution played by an entirely different set of rules. Isolated from the mainland, the island's extreme environment forced its inhabitants to adapt in bizarre ways, a phenomenon scientists call the island rule. Here, massive animals shrank over generations to survive on limited resources, while smaller creatures grew to gigantic proportions. For thousands of years, these unique creatures thrived in an isolated Eden. The dense jungles were also home to pygmy elephants, walking peacefully through a world that demanded miniature survival. But this island was not just a haven for bizarre animals. It was home to a completely unique species of human.
Meet Homo floresiensis, the smallest human species ever discovered. Nicknamed the Hobbit, they were incredibly small. An adult stood only 3.5 feet tall. Weighing between 35 to 80 pounds, their bodies were perfectly adapted to the limited resources of their island home. Despite their brain being smaller than a chimpanzee's, they were highly capable survivors. They navigated the treacherous terrain of Flores entirely barefoot, relying on their strong, flat feet. In a world designed to test their limits, the Hobbits did more than just survive. They conquered their miniature kingdom.
To survive on Flores, the Hobbits relied on their greatest asset, their ability to craft tools. They meticulously chipped away at volcanic rocks to create sharp, deadly blades. Armed with these weapons, the 3-foot-tall hunters targeted prey much larger than themselves, like the island's pygmy elephants. They also hunted the giant rats of Flores, a dangerous and fast-moving delicacy. Hunting required intense cooperation and communication within their tight-knit groups. Their intelligence and teamwork made them successful predators, allowing them to extract rich meat and marrow to survive.
But on an island where normal rules didn't apply, the hunters often became the hunted. The giant Komodo dragons of Flores were apex predators, fully capable of devouring a hobbit. And danger didn't just crawl on the ground, it stalked from above. These giant storks were ruthless killers, posing a severe threat to hobbit babies and vulnerable adults. To survive these monsters, the tiny humans had to rely on their wits and their weapons. Often, their best defense was simply to escape into the narrow, rocky crevices where the giants couldn't follow.
For shelter, the Hobbits turned to the deep, protective limestone caves of Flores. Deep inside these caverns, they built fires, shared their food, and found safety from the terrors of the night. The flickering firelight danced on the walls, perhaps inspiring stories or a primitive culture we can only imagine. Here, they slept soundly, knowing the giant storks and dragons could not reach them. At dawn, they would emerge back into the light, ready to face the challenges of their isolated island once again. They successfully called these caves home for thousands of years, until about 50,000 years ago.
Around 50,000 years ago, the Hobbits of Flores vanished from the fossil record. This timeline aligns closely with the arrival of our own species, Homo sapiens, in the region. Did the two human species ever meet? Did we cause their extinction, or was it the changing climate? The answer remains a mystery. For tens of thousands of years, their existence was completely unknown to the modern world. Their discovery shattered our understanding of human evolution, proving that our family tree is wilder than we ever imagined. Though the Hobbits are gone, their spirit lives on in the shadows of the Flores jungle. A tiny reminder of a world that once was.